right, let's try this again. A little better, not the best. The lighting sucks. I'm gonna have to close the window because it's way too darn bright. That's kind of irritating. Let's see. Maybe if I turn this on, and I don't have it plugged in. All right. Well, nothing better than being prepared. I mean, I thought the window. I had the lighting. I had the lighting looking fairly well, and then everything went to hell. It gets bright, then it don't. But anyway, today I want to talk about bargaining power when it comes to being an employee. Um, unless you're in a union, unions have bargaining power. You have an arbitrator. However, I am not very fond of unions because unions have a more socialist. Okay, now I got bugs flying around. What is this sometimes when you start something where everything's fine and then all of a sudden it just turns into it's like something's trying to get in the way. But anyway, uh, unions to me are more of a socialist kind of environment. Uh, you do have arbitrators, but most of the time, I think it's more to the detriment of you know, when it comes to saying more of the detriment to the company, I'm more of a fuck the company. But it is. It like here in Pennsylvania, Bethlehem Steel was a major corporation, a major business. You wanted to work at Bethlehem Steel was a good business, but because of the bargaining power and all these people going on strike and they want higher wages and they want this and that, it turned into a shit show. Your wages go up, the price of your product goes up, and eventually your consumer is going to be looking around to find a cheaper product, not necessarily a more inferior product, but they want to save money. If you're a company, you don't want to just spend tons and tons of money just because, well, they're a good company. If you can find a product that's just as good for a cheaper price, that's more viable than going with this company. Well, Bethlehem Steel is out of business. Okay, it went out of business. Okay, that's the kind of shit that when you don't have the right, the bargaining power just took control and destroyed that business. Um, I don't work in any union. I don't have much, if any, bargaining power at all. And there's some things that I want to talk about here. Now they say the decline of labor unions has exacerbated the issues of inequality and took what I talked about in the last video of the health problems and the mental problems that people can get being a wage slave. But uh, the union membership in the U.S. dropped from 20% in 1983 to 10.3% in 2021. And that reduces workers' collective bargaining power and contributes to a downward pressure on wages and increased wage inequality. Okay? There's no formal avenue to address unfair working conditions or demand better pay and benefits. But if you have, like with Bethlehem Steel, to where it's just constant, constant, okay, I need more benefits, I need this, everything goes up and up and up. And finally, you don't have a business, you don't have a job, you're out of a job. So that's bad. You need to have, I don't know what to have. You need to have something to where you have you know, uh, a wiser way of going about it to where if the workers are just getting carried away with, well, I need extra money, I need extra money, I need extra money. Okay, why do you need extra money? You're getting $30 an hour, you're working 80 hours a week. What are you? You can't control yourself? What are you on Amazon all the time? Are you buying all kinds of crap? That kind of shit right there is just bullshit. No, you ain't getting a raise. And if you keep whining about it, you ain't going to have a job. You can go somewhere else and ask them for a raise. So, that to me, this greedy ass shit, they can go screw it. So, that wasn't good in unions. I don't agree with that. I want to have bargaining power to where if it's needed, if it's something that is essential to, I want a little more money. Okay, take a look at what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna have to give you more money. Yeah, we've been screwing you. But in places that are non-union, that you ain't getting a raise this year. Why? Well, you didn't hit this uh goal that we have for you. Go fuck yourself. If I'm out there busting my damn ass and feeling like crap every time I go home, then I'm getting your workout. Uh, so we don't. The workers don't have a formal avenue to address unfair working conditions or demand better pay and benefits. In the formal sector, employees often endure poor working conditions, corruption, nepotism, and discrimination with little voice or representation in their workplaces. Okay, I've dealt with that. I'm sure some of you have dealt with that. Uh, and there's nothing you can really do. Now, nowadays, we have something will eventually talk about called quiet quitting. Now, quiet quitting can work in an environment to where you're not like, I'm on piece rate. You can't quiet quit on piece rate. If you can average 180%, and now you decided you're only going to average 150%, well, eventually you're going to be in an office explaining yourself. But in places like you're in an office environment or you don't have a job or you need to do that, you can walk around looking like you're doing a lot of stuff, but you're not. You can quiet quit. Uh, um, Uh, let's see. They may be coerced into working overtime. That happened to me many times. Now it says without compensation or face threats of dismissal to maintain compliance. Well, we've had that threat. It's mandatory. You gotta come in. Well, why are we coming in? Because you set the bar up here. You're greedy. You want all this money, and you're going to use us as your slaves to get that money for you. Okay? Go fuck yourself. I told him, I said, I got to a point where I said, I am not working Saturdays anymore. If you ever get to that point where you got a lot of work, I am not going to work a Saturday. Okay, I'm 58. I had a lot of work. Now I have two properties. Since my father died, I got two properties. I'm going to take my time to get my job done. If you don't like it, I will fuck off from this company. All right? And that's bullshit. I tell you, the gutless, cowardly people that do that to you, and that's what they are. They're just cowards. I want a world that is based on honor, to where I don't give a damn who the fuck you are. I can punch you right in your fucking mouth if you don't like the fact that I don't want to be treated like shit. All right? Now, that's the formal sector where people are treated like crap, meaning we have uh, we have some freedom. We're not uh, like the informal sector, which I'm going to talk about. Countries like Kenya, okay, you take North Korea. Do you think any of those people have bargaining power? Do you think they have bargaining power in China? I doubt it. Bargaining power in Cuba? If it's a communist regime, or you're just controlled by, narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic asswipes who don't give a damn. I mean, look at the lithium mines over there in Africa. Okay, children working in them lithium mines. so that rich bastards like Elon Musk can have his little electric cars and shit. And he don't give a fuck. Okay. Um, Now it says in countries like Kenya, workers such as street vendors, domestic workers, and casual laborers extreme face extreme exploitation, including long hours for meager pay, lack of social security, health insurance, pensions, and legal protection. These workers are often at the mercy of employers who can fire them arbitrarily or withhold wages or beat them. Okay? If you're working in a lithium mine, I guarantee you're getting beat. Okay? You fall down, you're tired, you're worn out, bang, you're getting beat. Uh, and even in the formal sector, workers may be subjected to psychological manipulation and intimidation by bosses who use threats to maintain control. And I've had that. Where they, that's what they want to do. They just want to, let me move this over here. All right. Let me, all right, oh, come on. Okay. This thing's playing games with me. Wow. Okay. That was that was great. I'm trying to bold the text. Um, and this thing just doesn't want to. It did the other day. It. All right. All right. Let me try this again. This is really starting to irritate me. Yeah, just don't want to bold the text. Okay. All right. Now, that's pretty much what I wanted to bold here is going into sub minimum wage laws. But I'll talk about that later. But yeah, um wage slavery is bullshit. I don't give a damn what anybody says to you. That person is brainwashed into believing just because it's familiar and it's a comfort zone, okay? I gotta bust my ass in my job. I don't like it. I work there because I have a job. So um and I have no problem with hard work. I mean, I love getting these meat hooks dirty and greasy and shit like that. I like working hard, but I like doing it on my own terms, where I'm in control of what I do. Now, in a way, you could say I have some control because we got a job. I just work and I don't get bothered by anybody. So that's good. But still, I got to work at a certain level because someone else needs me to work at that level. And if I decide to take it down, I'm going to have to answer for it. I don't believe I need to answer for anything unless I'm creating a victim. If I'm creating a victim, and that's pretty much what they believe they are, you're screwing with them. You're not giving them they're not going to get the money they need to get. Okay, that's just greed. Capitalism ain't bad until it gets out of control. And in this country, capitalism is out of control. It, you know, I don't really know what the best economic system is, okay? But I know that there's a better economic system, a better way of going about it. Like I'm an anarchist. I have an anarchist mindset, and there's anarcho capitalism. I haven't looked into that, okay? But anyway, yeah, uh, just being uh exploited and you know even a little bit, and you don't have a voice. And to me, freedom is I got a voice. You are not above me. I don't give a damn what your title is. I don't give a damn. You know, King of the universe ain't above me. But and the thing, one of the things that irritates me is how people don't want to stand with you. Okay, well, we're being treated like shit. What we need to do is we need to just band together and walk the fuck out. Well, I don't know. Then I won't have a job. Yeah, I won't have a job either. And that should give you the ability to, okay, I need to think on my feet. I need to figure out how to win in this situation. Okay, it's better than, well, it's a comfort zone, so I'm just going to be a friggin' dumbass drone sheep. Uh, so that's, I guess, pretty much what I want to say here in this video. And, um, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. This channel, I do have other videos, and I was trying affiliate marketing, but I think it's best that, you know, we stop looking at what is familiar and what we've been this same as it ever was bullshit. Okay. I believe, like I said, I'm an anarchist. I believe that the individual should govern themselves, and I believe in volunteerism, meaning you can volunteer your time, your money, your effort, your resources if you need to help the community. Okay, I can patch a pothole out here in the street myself. I don't need a government to come around. But if I patch that pothole now with a government, that government's going to come around and wonder why I did that. Well, who the fuck are you? Okay, so all these people, agree with you and allow you to be government, and that makes you think that you're government, that you have authority over me. Now go fuck yourself. But then they'll start problems and create problems for me. Okay, so you have that individual freedom. You patch that pothole, and maybe somewhere down the line, your community gets together and you pool money. Okay, you get money to get a road paver in uh, uh, to pave the road. I'm fine with that. I'm not paying every damn year to a government that it's just extortion and I theft. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. And anybody that's like my road and my school and my infrastructure, you're a complete fucking retard. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm gonna edit it and put it up. Uh, and I've got other. Let's see, what am I gonna talk about next time? Uh, Sub minimum wage laws. And one of the uh, people that have to deal with that are tipped workers, where they are legally paid as little as $2.13 per hour. Okay, federally, and our congressmen and our senators make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Plus, they get money from other people where they go in making hundreds of thousands, and a few years later, they're multimillionaires. Right. You know? But anyway, I'm going to end it right here, and I'm going to work on that video, and I will be back.